Welcome to another edition of Cheers to Careers. I'm Steve Ridinghouse, the Career Outreach Coordinator at the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at KU. We are back for another episode of Cheers to Careers. This is episode 110. This is our first trip to Nevada. We're visiting today with John Taylor, the copy chief at the Las Vegas Sun. Welcome, John.
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Doing all right. Hey, great to connect. I've known you for a few years, and I was looking at your LinkedIn profile. 14 years in Las Vegas. Is that true?
That is true. And that also means that we've known each other for more than a few years.
Yeah, I think it's a little over 30 because I started at the Journal in 94 and you'd been there a while. And how was that transition of being in Kansas for, 25 plus years, making that trip to Vegas? Was that smooth, or was it kind of a leap of faith, or how did that come about?
Well, a little leap of faith, that there were a lot of KU people out here. Rob Curley was at the Sun when I came out here. In fact, he was a big reason why I came. And turns out there were several others. Name I know you're familiar with, Rick Anderson, was here.
Yeah, Rick.
And some KU grads. Case Kiefer had just started, I believe. Andy Samuelson. Shoot, there were more. Levi Chronister. A bunch of JW associated folks. So
a lot of familiar faces. So
a lot of familiar faces, fairly smooth transition, at least newspaper wise.
And with your career, I know I was kind of in the pre-digital age. I mean, how have you been able to kind of adapt throughout the time? And you're probably the wax paper, cut and paste, and then pagination, InDesign, website, social media. You've seen it all. I mean, how have you been able to kind of stay on top of everything?
It's adapt or die. And I would encourage any student who happens to be watching that always be adaptable, because things are still changing. We're, AI, God knows what, they just keep throwing fastballs at us. And to use a metaphor that you and I are familiar with, we just keep swinging.
So are you one of those go with the flow guys, or it's like, okay, I've got to stay on top of this? Or, I mean, how do you kind of stay motivated with all those changes?
I try to stay on top of it. That's the best way to just continue. I mean, you have to. It really is a matter of staying in the business, I think.
When you started in the business, did you always have aspirations of being a copy editor? Because a lot of times people, they like the byline. Or were you always like, hey, I want to be an editor?
No, I did not. I always fancied myself a sports reporter, but I took the first job that that came my way, and it was kind of a utility, do all. I did some sports. Then that was at a small weekly in Coffeyville, Kansas. And now, then I moved to Lawrence and was the city commission, I guess. It's all councils out here. City commission reporter is where I started there, and moved on to the copy desk, and then into other editing duties.
How big is your editing team out there in Las Vegas? I mean, do you have a team that report to you, or what is that structure like?
We are lean and mean. We have a 4-person desk that works on stuff.
And are you still doing print work, or is it all online, or a combination of the two?
I'm predominantly print. I do still post stories online. I don't do a whole lot of video or audio online, but still predominantly print. My main duty is to get the newspaper out every day still.
Wow, that's great. skill to have. I know. And you're doing some writing, right? I thought I saw a byline recently. You reviewed a concert, Chris Stapleton.
I have taken on doing some concert reviews as a sort of avocation. It's fun. Lots of good shows come through Vegas. Have a great time doing it.
And how does the I've always been intrigued, kind of with that reporter editor dynamic. I've always thought, to be a good editor, you've had to be a good reporter, and then vice versa. I mean, what's kind of your approach to that whole editor reporter dynamic and working together?
I would still encourage anyone who wants to be on the copy desk, an editor, whatever, to get grounded in reporting. I think that's the by far and away the best experience you can have to become a valuable person on the desk. You learn a lot of skills. You learn how to how to deal with sources, things like that. You learn how to write, and you learn how to write quickly. And I just think those are great skills to have. A, as a copy editor, B is just it's in an editorial editor situation.
If my memory serves me correct, it seems like you always, unless you fooled me, seemed like you always had a good relationship with the reporters and a lot of mutual respect. Or was that just a game?
No, I like to have a really good relationship with my reporters. I was probably a lot meaner back when I was in Lawrence. May have gotten a little softer in my older age, but no, it's your colleagues. You're trying to get the best product out that you can. There's no reason to not be civil and not be friendly. In fact, so editors are trying to help out their reporters. Reporters are trying to help out their editors. There can be clashes. There should be clashes. People feel strongly about their work, but it's friendly, cordial, even.
Cordial. What during your time at KU, were you involved with the Daily Kansan? Did you do reporting, editing for the Daily Kansan?
I was not. I did a little bit of work for some classes, but I was not a UDK person. I had jobs outside of the J school and did that.
Who were some of the professors you remember? Were you part of the John Bremner era?
I did not have John Bremner for copy editing, but he was there at the time, and I wish I would have loved him. He came into several of my classes. I had, I believe, Ted Frederickson was my reporting one. Actually, I think he was reporting two professor. Paul Jess was my copy editing professor. Suzanne Shaw was a great confidant. I did not have her for class. I had Calder Pickett was history of American journalism. Yeah. I had David. What was David's last name?
Derry, maybe.
David Derry for a class or two. Loved my J school experience, and the professors. They were all always willing to go the extra mile.
No, that's great to hear. Yeah, I had Ted Fred for media law, and then David Derry. He was actually my history of journalism. So yeah, I didn't have Calder. But yeah, Suzanne Shaw, stayed in touch with her.
I didn't have Suzanne for any classes, but I'd learned early on that she was a good person to get to know, and she helped me way beyond J school.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It seemed like that was somebody you definitely stayed in touch, definitely during your journal world years. Before I forget, I remember 9/11. I'm sure you remember that pretty well, because I think the page you designed, front page, I know, wasn't that on display for a while at the museum?
It was. I think they still have a wall with 9/11 stuff. If the museum is still open, I can't
I don't know
imagine.
if the museum is actually even open anymore. I'll have to check on that because I know there for a while they were having some funding issues.
Yeah, they built that great big new place. I that's a good question. I don't know, but yes, I did. It was we had put out a special edition that came out around 1 o'clock, if I remember right, maybe noon
Okay.
that day, and that front page was it was just kind of a get it together, get it out the door. I don't know. I think they distributed only downtown. They went out and just gave it away.
Hmm.
And then that evening, we were still working as an all day, all hands on deck affair. Ralph Gage, who was the general manager, is that what his title was, Steve?
Probably at that time, I bet so. Yeah.
He came up and looked over my shoulder at one point during the evening, and said two words to me that I will always be thankful for him. And he said, "Be bold." And what he wanted to do was, this is a really big deal.
Hmm.
Make people think of, when they think of that day, people around here, let them think about our newspaper. And I was a front page I was really very proud of, and have since been proud of more front pages, but that was really a start to it, and I do thank him for that advice. Be bold.
Because that was, trying to remember, one word headline, quotation marks, evil. Was that?
Yeah,
That was the page, right?
It had one of the pictures of the tower
Right.
flame flying out of it. Staff really did it. That was some great newspapering that day. Funny that you look back at the special edition, so much of it was rumors at the time, and proved to not be true. But we really came together that day.
And going way back, I think I read, I can't remember your LinkedIn profile. So your grandfather, he was kind of in the newspaper industry, and then I think also he had a bar or tavern. Did you ever get to visit? Did you ever get to visit the tavern?
I did visit the tavern. It was in South Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
And my grandfather was immigrant from Poland, first generation. He and my grandmother, and the newspaper was a Polish language newspaper that served South Omaha. So yes, I do mention both of those in my LinkedIn profile.
So what was the name of the tavern? You remember?
Cusek's Corner. My
Okay.
grandfather's name was Cusek, Martin Cusek, and it was taken out by a on-ramp to a freeway they were building through the area. I think
I didn't know you had enough. I don't think I knew you had the Omaha connection. So
yeah, both of my folks are from Omaha.
okay. So when did the family move to Coffeyville?
1972.
Okay. So were you born in Omaha?
No, I was born
Okay.
in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Okay. I think I knew that. Okay. Wow. Hey, I noticed on LinkedIn too. I don't know if you know this or not. You've got quite a few skills listed. I think maybe there's 30 skills. I don't know if you know that or not. What do you consider your most valuable skill? What do you think John Taylor is kind of known for?
What I'm known for, I don't know.
Attention to detail. It's got to be one copy.
Steve, here's what I'm known for. I've been in journalism since I got out of KU in '82, and I still have a job at a newspaper.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And I've never been laid off. Knock on wood.
No, that's impressive. Yeah, talking about the Journal World. I also want to mention too, like right before you left Lawrence, I know you managed some weeklies. I think you were Tonganoxie, Lansing. I know when I was at Baker University,
Lansing,
you were doing the Baldwin City Signal for a while. What was that experience like?
It was different. I'd been dailies all of my time until then, and they asked me to take over the weeklies. It's kind of like a daily because they came out on different days. I guess it came out, I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe, if I remember right. Had small staffs, was involved in writing and editing at all of those. It was it gave me an appreciation for how different towns react differently to their newspaper.
Right.
But in the end, I think all of the towns appreciated their newspaper. So it
Yeah,
was
there's
fun.
definitely there's definitely a community focus. I know my parents still live in a small town, and they get the weekly paper, and yeah, people love to get that in the mail every week, and I know that means a lot, just to see what everybody's doing. And yeah, I still love that print, hanging on to something. I know.
It was kind of weird because we had all of them had websites,
Mhm.
but I think except for Shawnee, which is was the biggest of our weeklies, most of it was centered around the newspaper and uh, not terribly interested in what was going on online.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, my parents, I'm not sure if that paper, I don't in Seneca if they have a website, so that's probably why they do so well with the print. So what advice do you have, say, to the class of 26, that wants to do what you're doing, whether that's editing, the concert reviews, a little bit of everything? I mean, what should the class of 26 be prepared for?
My biggest piece of advice to any young journalist is to delve into it wholeheartedly. Ask questions, get an answer, ask more questions. One thing that we see a lot today is our younger reporters don't like to pick up the phone, talk to people actually. And I cannot stress enough how if you are just talking to people via email or text, how the emotion isn't there, and maybe even the understanding isn't there, and I would say we're in the communication business. Communicate with them, and verbally is would be my best advice. Uh, uh, I can't tell you how many times I've heard reporters who are reticent to use the phone call people up on the phone and say, hey, thanks for answering. I'm blah, blah, blah with the Las Vegas Sun. And I'd like to ask you a few questions. Can I call you back tomorrow at 2? And I'm like, no, you've got them on the phone now. Ask your questions. If they don't have time, they'll tell you. But strike while the fire's hot. Communicate directly with them. Ask if you're at a meeting. Don't be shy about approaching them afterwards. If you're, just be approachable and approach your sources.
Yeah, well said. So speaking of young talent, does the Las Vegas Sun, do you recruit students right out of school, or is that kind of like a second or third job?
We have, I think our last. Let me think about this. 2 of our last 3 hires were directly out of school.
Oh wow! Okay.
Got a real good reporter who went to Syracuse, and another who one of the Cal State schools. I can't remember which one, but yeah, I I did finally get a great reporter out of the Northwestern grad school, straight out of school. And the odd thing was I had never had very good luck with students straight out of Northwestern grad school, but this one was an incredibly pleasant surprise. She has since gone on to the Houston Chronicle, so proud of her.
Awesome. Well, before you go, I always like to close with kind of a fast 5. So first question, what's the first news story you remember growing up that caught your attention?
The first news story I remember growing up. Well, I was I'm giving my age here. I was not old at all, but I do remember the Kennedy assassination on television.
Wow.
Uh, my uh, honestly, my first memory of newspapers are reading movie ads in the Dayton Daily News,
Okay.
which is another one of my stops. I honestly couldn't tell you the first newspaper story that I remember.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a new story for me, but like TV, I mean, I always, if it counts, I always think about the 1976 presidential election with Ford, Carter. That one comes to mind, and the next year, the Elvis Presley. That was I was like 8
Right.
or so. Those two come to
See,
mind.
that was when I first went to community college. My first week.
Okay. I think I know the answer to I think I know the answer to this next question. Oxford comma, yay or nay?
Oh, nay.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if you had changed your ways yet or not. Okay.
Nope. My wife would beg to differ with me, but no, I'm AP style, no
Yeah.
Oxford.
I know you're the pride of Coffeeville. So if I'm planning a trip to Coffeeville, where should I go first?
Uh,
All museum or what's up?
yeah. Well, if there's a football game in town, I would say to go watch the Coffeeville Red Ravens.
Okay.
Dalton Defender Museum is a good thing. Uh, the Brown Mansion, interesting thing on the south side of town that you would never think is sitting there in Coffeeville, America. Previously I would have told you to go to Walter Johnson's old homestead, but it finally got knocked out by a flood. So,
Oh wow. Did not know that.
uh, yeah.
So going from
The,
Coffeeville. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, uh, the Verdigris River just outside of town. There's some country roads and things like that really nice views and a dam that you could go see. Spent many a day out there.
Well, my wife Dawn likes to coordinate trips, so I'm going to get her on that. We're going to check out the Coffeeville. Plan a weekend there. So going from Coffeeville to the entertainment capital of the world, what's been the best show or performer you've seen in Vegas during your time there?
The Paul McCartney in concert. I have wanted to, and that was recent. I have wanted to see him in concert forever, and finally did, and he did not disappoint. But I've seen outstanding concerts. I've seen outstanding shows.
I was going to say, based on your social media content, it seemed like you definitely soak up the entertainment in Vegas and what that has to offer. My research department, I think they saw where you recently got a lifetime national park pass. How many national parks have you been
to? Not that many. I've been to Death Valley, Zion, Grand Canyon. There's a bunch that I'm hoping to make. I want to get to Joshua Tree is fairly close. There's some more in Utah that I have eyes on. Oh, I did go to on my when I was moving my family out here, we stopped at the Petrified Forest, which when I was growing up, I thought when I was a kid and I first heard about the Petrified Forest, I was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing you could ever think of. And seeing petrified wood. And we took our kids, and they were admittedly young. I think 6 and 4 or 3, and they were just like, what is this?
I know I said 5 questions, but I have a bonus question. We're about a month away from opening day. So who's the greatest St. Louis Cardinal player of all time?
Beyond a doubt, Bob Gibson.
Bob Gibson.
I am in the minority because most would say Stan the Man, but Bob Gibson has been, always will be my favorite player. I think he was the greatest Cardinal, so dominant, no disrespect to the man, but Bob Gibson.
Yeah, I know he had a lot of good years.
When they changed the rules because of how good you are and lower the mound, then I think that puts you in a stratosphere all by yourself.
Yeah, I know he had some amazing stats. Was it like 1968? Some of those complete game stats, and yeah, they definitely don't play like that anymore. So
Yeah, had the 1.12 ERA.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Hey, well, thanks for playing along. Again, thanks for connecting. I know you're busy out there, and I always like to kind of close with the cheers. I don't know. I think you might have a KU mug there. Drink through the digital.
Usually
cheers.
this would be filled with something besides water, but in the
Yeah,
spirit of cheersing.
This is a PG podcast, so I appreciate it, John. Hey, cheers to your
It
career.
is water, not vodka. So cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, John.
Hey, thank you, Steve. We'll take care.